Hi everyone, it's Alyssa here, and today I wanted to bring you a video on my tips and tricks for becoming a server. So I was a server at a small family diner for about a year. It was slow during the school year, but during summer and mornings it was very busy, and I feel like I got a lot of experience and it definitely helped me treat my servers whenever I go to a restaurant a lot better. You get a new perspective on what it actually takes to be a server. So if you guys aren't familiar, in the United States, servers get very low hourly wage. So it's about $3 an hour, I believe. And for the United States, our minimum wages range anywhere from like $7.50 to like $12 or something like that. But for servers it can range, I believe, from about like $1.50 to like $4 an hour, and then you get tips. What a lot of people don't know is that servers make all their money off of tips, which surprised me a lot because I didn't know that. And you do also, say you have a customer that doesn't tip, you basically get taxed to serve them, because if they don't tip, then you're getting taxed, because you still get taxed out of your small pay stub that you do get. So my first tip is to be perceptive and willing to learn. When you're going into an environment where you are either a server for the first time or you're a new job as a server, just be perceptive. Don't think you're gonna go in there and know everything. Listen to who's training you, take advice from the other employees, and it will help you in the long run, because you'll learn how that company works, how that business is run, what the accommodations are like for the employees and for the customers, and what they're willing to do. And you want to learn in order to become the best server you can be, to make the most amount of money. Number two, which is huge, is learn the menu. If you can, I know some places will allow you to take a copy of the menu home, learn it, study it, know what comes on each thing, know what can get customized, what cannot. Learn allergen foods, which is very popular. Stuff that has dairy, stuff that has eggs, stuff that has soy, stuff that has gluten. Learn the things in your restaurant or your place of work that have the allergens, so when somebody asks you, you don't have to be like, oh, let me go ask the back, like, hey, I know yes or no already. Also, knowing the menu will just help things go a lot smoother. So say you forget a part of the order, you don't have to go back and be like, oh, what kind of bun or what kind of bread did you want with that? I'm sorry, I didn't ask the first time. Like, you should have known. If you can't take a menu home, another common thing to do is to take a picture of each page of the menu, go home, learn it, write it down, study it however you study best. It's gonna help you in the long run. Number three is gonna be a team player. Don't go in there just thinking of yourself. Obviously, everyone at work is there to make money to help them in the long run, but go in, help each other out. Don't be that person that only cares about their own tables and only cares about themselves. Make the environment good for the other servers, for the cooks. Just be an overall, like, a good person. If somebody needs something and they're at another table, they look like they need something, but their server's busy, be like, hey, what can I get for you? If you're free, obviously, I mean, take care of your tables first, but if you're not doing anything, or you have like maybe a couple less tables than they do, just because like maybe they were seated outside or whatever, just try to be nice, because it'll help them in the long run. They'll be appreciative. Maybe they'll tip you out, you never know. Number four, kind of on the same lines, just be nice to your coworkers. At the end of the day, especially, I know there were a couple of servers when I was a server that were just not very nice to the cooks in the back. If they would mess something up or if they'd forget something, obviously your tip can get affected, whether they make the food right, make the food wrong, depending on what you put in, because that can happen. You can put it correctly in the computer and then they make it wrong. Be understanding. They are people too. They're working with a large amount of food. Sometimes they don't have time to double check it, and they're trying to get everybody's food out at once. Just be nice, understanding. If, say, your coworker grabs the wrong food and they bring it to their table and they start eating and then they realize it's wrong and then you have to wait longer, just be apologetic to your tables. Just be understanding. Just be a nice person. And also, with being nice to the cooks, what I realized is a lot of the times, I don't necessarily think that they do this on purpose, but say if you are nicer to your coworkers or nicer to the cooks in the back, they will tend to have your food, your turnover for food be a lot quicker. So you're not necessarily, they're like, hey, Alyssa, your food's ready. They won't necessarily make you wait, where I know some of the other ones, maybe they're gonna be like, oh, that's fine, whatever. They don't do it intentionally per se, but like sometimes my food would come out before somebody else and they put it in like 2 minutes prior, just because whether it was made quicker or whatnot, or maybe it was because I was just really nice to them all the time and they were just like, I appreciate that. Your food's out quicker, your customers are going to be happy. Number 5 would be to help clean. So whether it's help pre-bussing tables, so if somebody's done with their plate, grab the plate. Again, ask. Don't ever just grab a plate because some customers don't like that. Or helping with like, hey, you're mid-shift and you're sweeping before you leave, so the closers have less stuff to do, or rolling silverware, or maybe doing a thing of dishes. My restaurant only had a dishwasher when it was busy, so like weekend nights there would be a dishwasher, some nights there would be one, not always. So like during the morning shift we wouldn't always have one and we'd run out of like glasses, so just toss in a load if you have nothing else to do. Like we had the sanitizer machine, like dishwasher thing, which so we could just toss one in. It's done in like 2 minutes and it makes everybody's life easier. So just help out cleaning. Don't leave everything for the night crew. I've been the night crew and the morning crew, and being the night crew sucks when everyone else just leaves everything for you at the end of the night. Number 6. This goes with a lot of jobs, but mainly serving, which what I've noted. Smile even when you don't want to. A smile can brighten somebody's day. A smile can maybe give you another like percentage of tips. So instead of 15%, that could be 20%. If you look like you're enjoying your job, whether you are or not, that'll go a long way. You look like you have a positive attitude, or if you're smiling even when you don't want to, that will go a long way, especially in increasing your tip at the end of the transaction, instead of maybe the person's being a little bit difficult and they might not understand what you're trying to tell them, or vice versa, and it's getting very frustrating and you're just like, I don't care, and you're like okay, what else can I do? Like something like that. Number 7, when you have difficult customers, be understanding. Just be polite, smile, work with what you have. If the food is made wrong, go talk to the cooks, make sure that's put ahead of the other food that's there. Just be polite. A lot of times it's either they've had a bad day, maybe they're used to a different server that knows exactly what they want and you don't. A lot of times it's nothing against you. You just kind of got to accommodate. So just work with them. Maybe you won't get the best tip, but it's okay. You'll get something. Move on. Number 8, little things matter. Go above and beyond. Whether it's for your coworkers to help them out, whether you see a customer and they're possibly almost done with their drink and you bring them a refill before they have to ask, and before you're done and you bring them a refill. That will go a long way. I know whenever I go to a restaurant now and somebody brings me out a refill before I'm finished with my drink, I'm like, oh, they were paying attention. And that will go a long way with your tip too. A lot of times even the little things here and there, just checking on them a couple of times, or grabbing an extra drink, making sure the silverware is there and so you don't have to ask once their food's brought out. It's the little things that matter. Number 9, don't let one bad tip ruin the rest of your shift. I've been that person where you have a $50, $70 check and they don't tip well, or if at all. If you can, take a little break, whether you have to go to the bathroom, whether you can step outside really quickly, have somebody just watch your tables if everyone else is being taken care of. Take a breather. Go outside, take a couple deep breaths, put a smile on your face, and go back to the tables you do have and move on. You can't change it. They either already tipped you bad or didn't tip you at all. You have to move on at that point. There's nothing else you can do. You can't be like, oh, come back, you need to tip me. That doesn't work that way. But you can make the best out of the tables that you do have and you will have for the rest of your shift. So breathe, put a smile on your face, and move on. And number 10 is check on everybody at least twice once they've gotten their food. A lot of times what I've noticed is servers will only check about one time, and I've also had it where, say I need another sauce or water or something, and the server came by, I asked for something the first time and they don't come back up until I'm basically done, if not done already, and I don't need that anymore, and I could have used it and it just kind of sucked because I didn't have it when I wanted it. And that would be the difference between me giving say 20% and 25% on a tip, because somebody was paying attention, somebody was accommodating, or somebody was checked on. I've noticed, being a server and being the person that was being the customer, that if you check on somebody multiple times, don't be like every 5 minutes. Also, don't over check people, like over check basically people, because they won't like that, because they'll just think you're being annoying and you like won't leave them alone. But usually like once you get their drinks, wait a couple of minutes, go back, take their order. Once they have their order, go put it in as soon as you possibly can. After that, say if their food's taking a while, go let them know their food's gonna take a while, or it's coming out soon, whatever. Or once their food comes out, probably about 5 to 7 minutes once they've gotten their food, go back and be like, hey, can I grab you guys anything else? Would be the time that you would go back with maybe a second drink without them asking. If you walk by and you were like helping another table and you notice that their root beer's low or their water's low, go grab another one, come back and be like, here's your drink. Do you need anything else? You need sauce, you need napkins, whatever. And then I would say go back probably another like 5-10 minutes later and be like, hey, how you guys doing? That's usually when, depending on how fast people eat, depending on the type of restaurant, because I know diners, like where I worked, it was a lot quicker of a turnover than say like a Cheesecake Factory or Texas Roadhouse or Longhorn that are going to be there for about an hour. Then I would check maybe 3 times. But where I worked in any serving position, I would say check at least 2 times after the people get their food. And then usually about that time you can kind of get a read on the person or the people that are there, on whether you need to bring them boxes or if you need to grab them a check or if they need drinks or something else and they're going to be there for a while. That's kind of when you can get a read on your second visit to them, and then that'll show that you're actually paying attention and you're being attentive and you know what's going on and you're trying to be as attentive as possible. Also, what I've noticed kind of on the same of check everyone kind of thing is check with your managers, check with your coworkers, and check with the back to see if anything needs to be done. If there's something you can grab quickly, you need to fill lids or you need to fill boxes or you have to fill something small, or your manager could totally use you to go run this food real quick instead of them having to do it because they have something else to do. That'll go a long way, especially with your managers and your coworkers. They'll remember at the end of the day who helped who and did what above and beyond everybody else. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed my video. Please like and subscribe for more videos. And if you like this video or other ideas that you would have, I will talk to you guys later. Have a great night. Bye everyone.